Get behind him, Orange Satan! The Pope himself just blasted Donald Trump and his foreign policy in a rare, scathing rebuke, the kind of rare comment that shocked world Catholics and should have Donald Trump praying for forgiveness. Should. That doesn't mean he actually will. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish, and if you agree that Donald Trump is an orange Satan, please subscribe to our channel now. It's subscriber drive time, and we're just getting started. On to our biblical epic. One of Donald Trump's biggest challenges in the days since he returned to the White House is the ongoing war in Ukraine, a war he claims never would have started if he'd been president at the time, and a war he promised to end on his first day in office. And of course, that has not come to pass. Earlier this week, Trump submitted a new peace proposal to Ukraine, which essentially demanded Ukraine give up territory to Russia, surrender most of its army, never join NATO, and that Russia face no consequences for its war of aggression. Though Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky did not reject the proposal outright, his actions are currently speaking louder than words as he tours Europe to drum up more support. That included a stop to meet with Pope Leo.
Ukrainian President Zelensky traveling through Europe this week, today meeting with Pope Leo near Rome. The two waving from the balcony of the papal residence after calls from Pope Leo for a ceasefire.
Stabile nella martoriata Ucraina.
As Russia continues its barrage on Ukraine. Zelensky has also met with the leaders of the UK, France, and Germany, discussing their approaches to the latest version of the U.S. proposed peace deal to end Russia's war. Zelensky saying he cannot and will not concede any more land to Russia, which was a key part of the Trump administration's draft 28-point peace plan and the main sticking point in the talks. Trump lashing out at European leaders, calling them weak and Europe decaying, urging Zelensky to accept the deal in an interview with Politico, saying Russia has the upper hand.
He's going to have to get on the ball and start accepting things, when you're losing, because you're losing.
The negotiations come amid ongoing Russian attacks. Russia claiming its armed forces have taken over 2 more Ukrainian settlements. In Zaporizhia, at least 11 people wounded when strikes hit this residential building.
And if you think Trump's remarks there are offensive and do not bode well for Ukraine or the United States, well, stick around. Blowback approaches. And that clip you just saw of Trump's interview with Politico journalist Dasha Burns wasn't even the worst of it. For more on that mess, check out our other videos, though we do want to highlight Trump's remarks about the leading nations of Europe, the United States' closest allies.
But I also think that they want to be so politically correct. I think they don't know what to do. Europe doesn't know what to do.
Man, Donald Lame Duck sure knows how to make friends, doesn't he? No wonder he's a lame duck, and everyone, including members of his own party, want him to shrivel and fade. That animus also extends to Pope Leo himself, who, I can only hope, is praying to God himself to get rid of the lame duck a la orange. Keep in mind that Pope Leo, the first American pope, was elected earlier this year in what was widely seen as a rebuke by the Catholic Church of Trumpism. Again, see our other videos for more. And that rebuke just got harsher. Speaking to reporters last night in a rare moment of candor, Pope Leo blasted Trump without even naming him, along with his recent remarks to Europe and Trump's plan for Ukraine. Check this out.
What do you think about Trump's peace plan for Ukraine? Do you think it's fair?
I'd rather not comment on it. I haven't read the whole thing. I think, unfortunately, some of parts of it that I have seen make a huge change in what was for many, many years a true alliance between Europe and the United States. The remarks that are made about Europe, also in interviews recently, I think are trying to break apart what I think needs to be a very important alliance today and in the future. So it's a program that President Trump and his advisors put together. And he's the President of the United States, has a right to do that. It has a number of things in it that I think, while perhaps many people in the United States would be in agreement, I think many others would see things in a different way.
And that's what we call a holy roller smackdown. And isn't it amazing that the Pope sees what so few Republicans in this country can, or more likely, refuse to see? Donald Trump is trying to break up American alliances in hopes of establishing spheres of influence between the United States, Russia, and China that would essentially allow all 3 nations to become world bullies. Go figure from a man that idolizes Russian autocrat Vladimir Putin and that spends his nights tweeting insults on social media. But the Pope's rebuke is going to have effects Trump can't anticipate, especially among American Catholics, even avowed Catholic Vice President and couch fan J.D. Vance. This is a new alliance forming, one among people all over the world who want to see the United States as a benevolent world leader and who want Trump gone. Now, Holy Father, get on the horn to heaven and see what kind of divine intervention you can arrange. This is Occupy Democrats.